Hello and welcome. This is the Armenian language course Krunk Hayastani. Today we will examine two Armenian participles, the resultative participle, հարակատար դերբայ, and the subject participle, ենթակայական դերբայ. The resultative participle expresses the result of a completed action. The resultative participle has the ending ats. This ending is attached to the present stem of verbs of the yel conjugation, including passive verbs with the infix v, that is, verbs ending in vil, atvil, etvil, and to the past stem of other verb types. Thus, grel, grats, grvel, grvats. Verbs of the al conjugation form the resultative participle from the past stem. Kartal, kartatsats, manal, manatsats. Verbs with the structural infixes n and ch lose these infixes before the ending ats. Tesnel, tesats. Pachchel, pachats. Verbs with the structural infixes an and n form the participle from the past stem. Heranal, heratats. Motenal, motetsats. Finally, verbs with the causative infixes atsen, etsen, tsen undergo the alternation nerön, just as in the formation of the past tense, and then take the ending ats. Heratsnel, heratsrats. Vertsnel, vertsrats. I hope you remember that vertsnel and hartsnel, although not causative verbs, follow the same pattern. Let us now examine the resultative participle of irregular verbs. Anel, arats. Danel, darats. Tanel, tarats. Linel, եղած. Darnal, dartsats, or darats. Verkenal, verkatsats. Gal, yekats. Tal, tavats. Utel, gerats. There are only 9 such verbs. Other verbs, sometimes classified as irregular, mainly because of their imperative forms, actually form the resultative participle regularly. For example, asel, asats, berel, berats, batsel, batsats, arnel, arats, tognel, togats, tesnel, tesats. Here the structural infix n disappears regularly. Likewise, lavanal, lavatsats shows the expected alternation an ats. We can also derive passive or mediopassive forms from the transitive verbs in this group and observe their resultative participles. From anel, arvel, arvats, done. From danel, dervel, dervats, placed. From tanel, tarvel, tarvats, carried away, or figuratively deeply absorbed. From darnal, through the causative dartsnel, dartsvel, dartsvats, transformed. From tal, tarvel, tarvats, given. From utel, kervel, kervats, eaten. From asel, asvel, asvats, said. From berel, bervel, bervats, brought. From batsel, batsvel, batsvats, opened, unfolded, bloomed. Arnel gives, arnavel, arnavats, taken. Tognel accordingly gives, tognavel, tognavats, left, abandoned. Tesnel, tesnavel, tesnavats, seen. And finally, lavatsvel, lavatsvats, washed or washed clean. The resultative participle can function as an independent part of the sentence. It may serve as an attribute, nstatsmart, a sitting person or a seated person. It may also function as the nominal predicate together with the copular verb, na nastatse, she is sitting. The resultative participle is also used to form participle phrase, patuhani gokin nastats, ashchatume, sitting on the windowsill, she is working. The resultative participle expresses a state rather than an action. Compare na nastatse, she is in a sitting position, and na nastume, she is sitting down or she is taking a seat. The resultative participle of intransitive verbs expresses a state characterizing the subject of the action, that is, the person or thing performing the action. For example, hoknats, kanats mart, a tired, sleeping person. Here, hoknel and kanel are neutral verbs. Gejvats, siraharvats mart, a crazy person, a person in love. These verbs express internally experienced states. Haknavat, sanırvat mart, a dressed, combed person. These are reflexive forms. Ժամանակին բարձրացված հարց, a question raised in time. Here the verb expresses passive meaning. Also, sirvat, hargavat mart, a loved and respected person. These participles are formed from passive forms of transitive verbs, such as sirel and hargel. Recall that in constructions with passive verbs, the agent, the real performer of the action, is often omitted. But when necessary, it may be expressed with the postposition կողմից. Na sirvat է իր ընկերների կողմից. He is loved by his friends, which is equivalent to նրա ընկերները նրան սիրում են. His friends love him. Since the resultative participle essentially expresses a state, with intransitive verbs it shows the state of the subject resulting from the action performed by the subject itself. The resultative participle of transitive verbs characterizes the object of the action, that is, the person or thing affected by somebody's action. For example, Մաշտոցի հայտնագործած գրերը, the letters invented by Մաշտոց. Here, հայտնագործել is an active verb. Իմ կարդացած գիրքը, or կարդացածս գիրքը, the book read by me. Again, կարդալ is an active verb. Քո աճեցրած ծաղիկները, or աճեցրածդ ծաղիկները, the flowers grown by you. Here, աճեցնել is a causative verb. The agent of the action, the real source of the action, may be expressed by a noun in the genitive case, such as մաշտոցի, by a possessive pronoun, such as im or ko, or when the agent refers to the first or second person, by the possessive article, s or the. When the agent is not specified, an indefinite personal subject is implied, that is, somebody whose action has produced the result expressed by the participle. Thus, ներկած նստարան, a painted bench, that is, somebody painted the bench. Գծած խնձոր, a bitten apple, that is, somebody bit the apple. Կոտրած բաժակ, a broken glass, that is, somebody broke the glass. Recall also that some active verbs may function as neutral verbs without changing their external form and without requiring a direct object. Compare նրա կարդացած գիրքը, the book read by him, but կարդացած մարդ, a well-read person. Or նրա խմած գինին, the wine drunk by him, but խմած մարդ, a drunk person. In these examples, we see polysemantic verbs. Կարդալ means both to read and understand a text, and to become intellectually developed or well-educated. Likewise, խմել means both to drink something liquid and to indulge in drinking alcohol. The subject participle has the meaning of an active present participle. Kosող, speaking, խմող, drinking, կարդացող, reading, հանգստացող, resting. It is formed by adding the ending ող to the present stem of verbs in el and to the past stem of verbs in al. Thus, ասել, ասող, խոսել, խոսող, ուտել, ուտող, խմել, խմող, գրել, գրող, տեսնել, տեսնող, թողնել, թողնող, փախչել, փախչող. But կարդալ, կարդացող, հանգստանալ, հանգստացող, խաղալ, խաղացող, գալ, եկող, տալ, տվող, դառնալ, դարձող, վերկենալ, վերկացող. This participle may also express the ability to perform an action or to be affected by it. For example, ապակին կոտրվող է, literally, the glass is breakable. Resultative and subject participles, like adjectives, do not agree with nouns in number or case. Compare աշխատող մարդ, հոգնած մարդ, աշխատող մարդու հետ, հոգնած մարդու հետ, աշխատող մարդիկ, հոգնած մարդիկ. Like adjectives, these participles are also easily substantivized. That is, they may take the definite article and decline as nouns of the e declension. For example, ջրի բերածը ջուրն էլ կտանի. Literally, what the water brought away, the water will carry away as well. In other words, what is not earned by one's own labor will not remain for long. Another proverb, ուզողին միամոտ, չտվողին երկու. Literally, one shame for the asker, two for the refuser. That is, asking may feel embarrassing, but refusing is even more shameful. That is all for today. Շնորհակալություն, ցտեսություն.